All right, let me share with you one thing why I don't raise people from the dead. You know, look at it like this. If I'm walking into the restroom and you try to say hi to me for some weird reason and I ignore you and your response is this, oh, you're having a bad morning or you have a bad attitude, that's your response? You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me you're dictating how I should respond to you? You're being possessive over me. You're worshiping me too much. You know what I mean? You know, everybody that done that died prematurely, for sure. With me just getting out the way, because the law of averages is you keep trying to, be possessive over people. You get possessive with the wrong person, they don't care. You know what I mean? They respond immediately. You know, so you know what I mean? Like you on your way out, buddy. You know what I mean? Playing that goofiness with me. You know, bad karma. You know. And I ain't got no criminal record for a reason, you know? So, look at it like this, you know what I mean? Anytime you see a person that tries to pose you as their friend, they try to pose as a friend, you know what I mean? And you see that truth come out of them, they ain't no friend. It's just straight a hater of conditions, you know what I mean? Always trying to plant on conditions. So I told this low-class person, you know what I mean, to have him be like that toward me. I said, you don't dictate nothing, you know? I mean, if you don't get it while you're trying to make an assumption about someone's personality just because they don't acknowledge you when they're walking in the restroom, first of all, you ain't respecting the privacy. Second of all, you're being possessive for no reason. You know what I mean? I don't know you, you know? I mean, you're a co-worker. You know what I mean? And we haven't talked no business here in this place at all, and that's all I only care about. I'm not here for no favoritism, nepotism. I'm a millionaire. You know what I mean? To have people raise their hand that'll hunt you down for no reason. You know what I mean? You know? So, don't think that your skills and your expertise or anything that you want to try to display, because we don't play sports. You know what I mean? But you got to acknowledge the fact that if they're trying to do that to me, imagine the little kids and all the other people they try to manipulate and stuff like that, you know, with this nonsense. You know what I mean? I already got rid of the mom and the brother for being possessive like that. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to encourage that amongst people, among the masses in public, you know. So all you got to do is this, look, see people for truly who they are. They got these type of conditions and stuff like that. They are not nobody trustworthy or even of any type of value in terms of acknowledging them. Now, in a business, when you clock in, yeah, say what's up if you like, but it could be strictly only business as well. You know what I mean? Like, forget their little personalities and attitudes because, oh, he don't acknowledge me. Some female comes up to me and goes, oh, how come you didn't say hi to me in Waikiki? I said, I'm busy doing my own thing. Why are you possessive over me like that? You know what I mean? Without even saying that to her. Next thing she says, she goes, oh, you do a lot of drugs? Girl, look at my teeth. You know what I mean? Look at the age I am. You know, drug addicts don't look like that. You know, and plus I'll pass any type of, but that's that type of mentality that these people want to possess in their heads because you're not interacting with them. First of all, this woman came out of nowhere and tried to acknowledge me. It had nothing to do with business. So why is she trying to be so friendship with me? Why? I got 10 possessive women, you know what I mean? You know, that are balling out of control. That got power so much they'll put you in a cave and leave you there legally. You know what I mean? So little do you know, you're trying to embrace yourself to somebody and try to step your personality or your life into a personal direction with somebody that's saying, hey, strictly business. You know what I mean? You don't get it, you know? Now, I'm not in control of what they do. You know what I mean? And these women are slick with it. You know, not only they got money, they got power. So all this little nonsense, I'm saving you. Now, I'm in a fault by acknowledging you and trying to have a personal relation with you, but it has nothing to do with nobody here. You know what I mean? You know, if it ain't about business, I'm skipping you all, you know, because you know why? I already saw it already on my first day. I'm not here for the gossip, and why do you think no gossip comes to me? Because I don't encourage that behavior, you know? You have to mirror this type of behavior, misery loves company type mentality. Once they see, I go, hey, you know, aren't you talking about that person right over there? Won't you bring that person over here and you talk to them yourself? Why are you bringing me in this situation? Why are you so cowardice or so much fear involved in you? You know, the person's right there. Go talk to them. You think that person will ever spread gossip to me again? No, for life. I mean, and that's how you handle this type of scenarios. I mean, they want to have you mirror some type of weak style behavior of all fear and cowardice and this type of conditions that are like, don't make no sense. That only prove to you that what? They're not even honest. They're not even truthful. They're not like genuine to even being a friend or a human. So your life is none of my problem. I'm not here to raise you from the dead. You know what I mean? Like, stay asleep if you want, but just get out my way because ain't nobody volunteered for you to come my way anyway. But if I gotta self-correct you and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, you're already wrong. You know what I mean? Because I'm not here to self-correct nobody. You know what I mean? I'm not here to babysit nobody. You know what I mean? You guys are grown people, But if you're making everyone apologize one by one, guess who the true alpha is in here? You know what I mean? It's not you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to solve all your problems. Therefore, I just keep it strictly business. Defense drive. So anytime you guys see people, whether it's a man or a woman coming at you, whether it's work or public space, you know what I mean? Respect and honor yourself. Don't fall to their conditioning and be like, oh, I acknowledge this person in the bathroom because he wants to say hi to me. Nah, man, you respect yourself first. And if they don't get it, oh well. You know what I mean? Because they're going to do that to the wrong person. They're going to get stabbed in the face. They're going to get shot in the face. You know what I mean? Now remember, I ain't got no criminal record. But I'm telling you what real life is really about. You know what I mean? People are acting crazy nowadays. You know what I mean? With this, try to friend you and be friends with you and act like, and then show the true colors about possessing it. People don't like that stuff. You know what I mean? Especially people that really love me and care about me that have no control of, So look at it from that point of view. You know what I mean? And it's great to always see the truth in people. Why? Because don't deny yourself what you actually see. You don't even need to pull it out of them. They'll pull it out themselves. They'll come up to you and confess everything in their personal lives. You didn't ask them nothing. You know why? Because they're rats. Do you think I know their homies? They don't know that. You know what I mean? Do you think their homies want to know that they're sharing their personal business that's corrupt, you know what I mean? To a stranger they don't even know? You know what I mean? They're just waiting for them to rock them to sleep, catch them on the ranch, and bury them right there with the chickens, you know what I mean? So, and they telling everyone, if they telling me that, and I didn't ask no questions. So that's how you got to see if a person's no honorable, pure rat, you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't even care about your business, but you over there confessing to me about this and that, you know what I mean? I ain't your God, man, you know what I mean? So, you got to have people stop worshiping you. You know what I mean? Straight up, But I ain't trying to raise nobody from the dead. Bang that for life.